Yeah, we talk about the deep state. We talk about the globalists.
Inflation versus deflation. Well, I mean,
You're at Mar-a-Lago.
I'm baffled that this isn't front page news.
Do you guys support a specific political party, or do you dislike both of them?
Oh, it worked like a charm on you guys.
Let's go, Brandon.
What is up, everybody? So, a lot of stuff happened today. We had suddenly this abrupt announcement that the inauguration is going to be held inside, not outside. And a crazy thing happened on Alex Jones' show today. So the prophet, the guy that what's up, Humberto, by the way?
Oh, hey, what's up? How you doing?
I'm good. So good to have you back. It's been a bit, but I know.
You look great, Brandon.
Thank you. I've been eating healthy.
I know.
Yeah. So we have this crazy thing that the prophet that predicted the Trump assassination attempt, like where he got clipped in the ear, like, you know, that bald guy that we saw go viral, like after Trump got shot.
Yeah.
So he comes on Alex Jones' show today and said they had another vision that there was another attempt on Trump, or that something crazy happened during the inauguration. He made predictions that like drones were like flying into sports stadiums and blowing up. So talk about that clip. We're going to show it. We hatched this idea today at work out of the blue that, you know, maybe we should just drive up to the inauguration and see if we do. We looked into renting an RV, and it's shockingly cheap. Actually, it's like what, like $1,200 to rent a 8-person RV.
Yeah.
So it's a 14-hour drive. We might do that tomorrow and just like live stream the whole thing. Like, let us know if you think that'd be an entertaining thing to do and see what things are like on the streets and whatnot. And then Tucker Carlson today, he had a journalist on that was doing a deep dive into the Trump assassination attempt. He said some crazy stuff, so we got to talk about that. But real quick, Umberto, I know we've debated the validity of these guys in the past, these psychic guys. What do you think about, like, does it freak you? Like, what was your reaction initially when you saw this guy had said exactly what happened to Trump?
Brandon.
Yeah.
Show me the video first. Like, I'm already out. I'm not a psychic guy.
You're already out?
I'm already. I haven't seen the video, but I'm already out.
But you saw the original video, right?
Yeah, I remember, but I discounted it.
So do you need to see that, or do you need to see the new video
I
today?
need to see a new video to see what's up.
Okay. Here is
Introduce herself. She had like this ballroom gown sequence dress on, and she opens fire on him and shoots him point blank in the chest, and tries to assassinate him then. And so in this vision I've seen that are, you know, they're not flaky. They hear the Lord. I know they do, like I do. And they had a dream that he was fatally shot at this event on Sunday. And that it was live on TV. And they said, Brandon, we know that the Lord has showed this to us in a dream, and so we want you to pray about this. So we've been praying and interceding for him for this event on the 19th. And so I have seen two more attacks, two more assassination attempts coming on his life. I saw a blonde woman with a French twist she was really beautiful. And she walks up to him and was trying to introduce herself. She had like this ballroom gown sequence dress on, and she opens fire on him and shoots him point blank in the chest, and tries to assassinate him then. And so in this vision I've seen praying against this blonde-headed lady, and I don't know who this is, but she was a very beautiful woman. And so then I've seen him being assassinated again later on in his presidency. The Lord said, you must pray against this one, because this is another plan. This is not going to stop. We've got to continue to intercede for this man to finish his race and what God has called him to do, because it's vital. You know, folks, if they weren't, if the enemy, I'm going to say the enemy, that Satan himself, if he wasn't scared of what's about to happen, it's all about what's about to happen is a major revival.
So you get the point. He
Yeah,
had,
I get the point.
he's having all these visions, and I mean, we wouldn't even be talking about this if this wasn't the guy who accurately predicted exactly what happened to him. I mean, you remember the thing, he like months before Trump gets shot, he's saying, yeah, I had this vision where Trump gets shot, and his eardrum pops and he gets up and his ear's bleeding, and it like fundamentally changes him, makes him more calm, more composed, like a whole different person. So I mean, that was pretty shockingly accurate. But now he's saying that this is about to happen. I don't know. What do you think about this?
I'll see it when I believe it. I don't know what type of guy he is. I mean, there's so many guys out
Well, he's
there.
a guy who accurately predicted something insane.
Well, but there's infinite guys. Okay,
Chad, do you guys give anything to this? Like the fact that this is the guy who predicted what happened to him in July?
Why don't you pull up the OG post so they can make up their mind? Because I want to see like the exact video,
Right.
to see how accurate it is. So we can analyze it.
I got you.
Meantime,
it's a good idea.
In the meantime,
so for the while I'm pulling that up, the fact that they changed the thing they said today they changed the inauguration from being outside to inside, citing the weather being too cold. I mean, which I think it's just a straight up thing that for safety, which I'm
always been that cold, Brandon.
I know exactly. That's the funny part. It's no more cold than it's ever been.
It's the same place, same time of the year. What are we talking about, Brandon?
Yeah,
like it's always been on January in DC. Come on.
So do you think this was the plan from the beginning to do it to announce this last minute and have a different excuse than security concerns, or do you think that I don't know, it's something they just like got some new intel about, and then now that they have new intel, they're doing this, or do you think it was the plan the whole time?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm asking everybody. I'm asking the chat. I'm asking you.
No, let's ask everyone. Let's join everyone in this conversation.
All right, everybody either shit on me or shit on Humberto.
Yeah. Everyone that wasn't born yesterday, right, will know. All right, how many? Okay, this is 47th.
But see, the thing you do though is you think of it as like a different thing than God. I know you don't like the what is it, like the prophet stuff or the psychic stuff, because you think of it something that's different than God. But this guy's crediting God with the visions that he had. So why can't those things exist as the same thing?
I give him a pass. That's why I give him a pass. If it was a weirdo, like when is this voodoo type of weirdo? But let's watch the video and then we'll make up our minds.
Okay.
And the chat also. Wait, before you play it, can I put it in the poll?
Yeah.
All right. 1 second, chat. I'm
how are you gonna phrase it?
What do you think, Brandon?
Is this guy a valid source since he predicted the assassination attempt?
All right.
And I'll play it.
Is this guy a valid source?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay,
but it was
before
not
we play it,
necessarily an old.
The poll is running right now.
Okay. And
dude, we're moving up, man. We have live polls.
I
Don't
know
worry about it.
we are game changing.
It was like a mantle of telling people in these old churches, like trying to reform America again, bringing back America. Because the Lord told me, he said, I am not done with America. Amen. He said, there's going to be a new wave of patriotism coming out. And that's whenever I saw Trump, and I saw a red wave coming out of Michigan. And then I saw Oklahoma, and there was embers of people, and they were all on they had torches all throughout Oklahoma, and they were raising up these torches that looked like fire, and they were bringing forth a new patriotism upon the nation. And it was being birthed, and it just kept spreading like fire all throughout America, all throughout. And I saw Trump rising up, and then I saw an attempt on his life.
Oh, here we go.
This bullet flew by his ear, and it came so close to his head that it busted his eardrum. And I saw he fell to his knees during this time frame, and he started worshiping the Lord. He got radically born again during this time frame. I'm talking, people say he's saved now, but he becomes really on fire for Jesus, for what I saw coming. And then I saw people interceding when I saw him winning the presidency through great, the Lord showed me it would go clear into the summer. Great persecution would come on him through the judges.
I mean,
and through the
all
through
super
the
accurate so far. This is like
trying to see him and all
2023
this stuff. But there would be a stop to it, and there things would start to break free come toward the fall. And then I saw him winning the election through the Patriots coming out and voting. And then there will be a great economy crash. I saw they had a great economy plan a crash. Worse
Interesting.
than the Great Depression. And the Lord warned me about this. It would be a great dark time. But I saw paddles coming upon America's soil like a shocking of the soil. And I saw Donald Trump praying in the office of the Oval Office, and he was weeping before the Lord with his hands on his head like this, but he was weeping. And there was ministers and people. I don't know if they were senators or Congress people or whatever. I just saw them pacing and back and forth inside of the White House. I'm sorry, what is the White House, but it's the Oval Office. Yeah. And they were interceding all inside there. And I could feel the presence of the Lord so strong on this. And then I could see that darkness that was the heaviness upon America with the financial crisis of what I saw coming. It started to lift above the trees, and I saw the blue and the things coming back out, and the green times and the good times coming back again. But the Lord said it would be forth a time of a season of a shaking, and it would be a shaking to awaken. And in this, this would basically that he was not done with America. There would be a great revival come, and it's not all doom and gloom. That's what he said.
So there you go. Some of that stuff hasn't happened yet, but he predicted that the ear thing, which is insane, like to predicted that correctly, that vividly. I would be interested to ask him how often he sees something and it doesn't actually happen the way he sees it, or in the timeline that he sees it. And also, he predicted that like the serious persecution through the summer, and then it kind of lets up in the fall, and then he ends up winning. So, I think he's got a pretty high accuracy rating.
All right, Brandon, I want to do something never seen before on the internet.
Wow. What?
I want to change my mind.
Wow.
I first time ever in recorded history.
You believe in a prophet?
I don't believe in the prophet, but
do you think the Lord could speak to us through visions, though? Certain people?
Yes, it has happened.
Exactly.
All right.
Boom.
And he's either involved or he had a vision.
But even if he was involved, like you can't, like even the best snipers in the world can't shoot somebody like that accurately on like the outer edge of their ear. So, what happened?
It's super accurate. All right. Now he claimed 2 more.
Yeah.
Like he's
that he'd win
1 for 3. All right. If it's 2 for 3, I'm in.
And the economic thing, I could definitely see that happening because, they're already, like, I've been talking about this. Nobody else has been talking about this. I think like the Fed tried to crash the stock market during his first presidency because they started jacking up interest rates and doing quantitative tightening when we didn't have inflation. We had like 1% inflation when that was happening, and they were tightening the economy versus when Obama was in office, they were all loose money, all QE, low rates. Same thing with Biden until inflation got like to 10%. So, they're already like speaking that narrative, like easing us into the mindset of like, oh yeah, we're probably not going to see any rate hikes this year, or not going to see any rate cuts this year, might even see another rate hike because inflation went up 0.1%. So, you know what I mean? And like they're speaking that narrative into existence.
No, it's true. Okay, I have a third option, Brandon.
What's that?
It's either involved.
How?
It's either a prophet, and I wouldn't call him a prophet. I will call him, a Christian man that had a vision, right?
Yep.
Or the third one is that he's a Fed, Brandon. He's a Fed and this predictive programming.
Okay, so
do you rule it out?
Yeah, just because like it's one thing if like he got shot at and it totally missed, but like the fact that like that's probably the most low odds way to get shot in the history of existence. It's like not like getting shot in the shoulder, it's not like getting shot in the chest or the head or like getting shot at. To like get shot on your earlobe is like, infinitely low odds. And for him to say that he was bleeding from his ear but got up after he got shot, like that's like impossible to predict that accurately. Like if you're on the inside, like it's not like you plan that on the inside.
I think Brandon would discuss him being shot in the ear to be a very difficult, shot. Very difficult.
But it's not even a difficult shot. It's just like a total luck.
Yeah. So I do believe there was divine providence involved in the whole ordeal. And him standing up, I could have predicted that because that's the type of guy that Donald Trump is. You think he will sit down like a bitch? No way, Brandon. We're so back. We are so back, baby. We are so back, baby.
So the event that he kept talking about though was the 19th, and that's what he was talking about with that girl who walks up to him. So have you heard anything about that? If they're still going to have that celebration event on the 19th?
It's called America Parade. Oh, is it the Freedom Parade? They give it a name.
So let's see, schedule of events surrounding inauguration. I'm pulling that up
Because
now.
they were supposed to have, I mean, today's the 17th, tomorrow's Saturday, and they were supposed to have a parade on Saturday. Man, come on, Brandon, we covered this. Like, how can we forget?
Because there's so many of them.
No, this was the main event. Well, anyone in the chat that wants to refresh your memory, you're more than welcome.
So here's the Monday, and here's all right. So Arlington ceremony, is that it? The president-elect on Sunday will participate in a wreath-laying ceremony at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier at Arlington National Cemetery. Then there's a MAGA rally in the evening. Trump will hold a campaign-style MAGA victory rally at Capital One Arena in downtown.
Yeah, victory
Oh
parade.
shit! So see,
Trump victory parade. That was the name.
so one of the things, So one of the things that the guy said is he had visions of drones flying into sports stadiums and exploding. Like, I don't know. I just don't like the idea of him having this event at all. I mean, I want him to just get through the freaking thing, like get into office, get into power. Because like, once you get into power, you could have some degree of oversight over the agencies that are supposed to protect you and like kind of weed out the snakes that aren't looking in your best interest. But like, are you in favor of him having this victory rally the day before the inauguration?
I would be very happy about it if it was the day after.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Totally different world the day before and the day after.
Oh man, like this is a sidetrack, but every enemy of America is shitting their pants right now.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah, like the hostages getting released, which by the way,
China, everyone.
China's falling apart right now.
Oh man.
Like in anticipation of Trump. Shit, something I have to check right now real quick is if Israel voted in favor of making the peace deal today. And let me look that up quick.
I think I saw some videos about it.
Did they vote in favor of it?
I think they mostly voted in favor, but the extreme right of Israel wasn't very happy about it.
Okay, 9 hours ago, Israel cabinet approves deal. Boom.
Yeah.
All right, good.
So I saw a video of a guy that wasn't really happy about it.
What was he saying?
Oh man, I forgot. It was a Jimmy Dole, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Clip, and they were covering this guy that he was like, oh, the first victim of Trump. He thought it was going to be Ukraine, but it's going to be Israel now. Because some people there, they want to keep fighting.
Oh yeah, I think this scenario is objectively worse for Netanyahu than it was before him, because I was saying yesterday, his life got objectively better and easier after the October 7th, because before that he was trying to like fundamentally change how their Supreme Court worked, to take power away from them. He was facing all kinds of corruption charges, and then when he started trying to do that at the Supreme Court, they started facing protests. Like people in the military started saying they wouldn't fight for the military anymore, and then boom, this rinky-dink attack happens, and that they should have been able to stop, and then he has power and public support again. So
I don't know. My policy, I just comment what I see, comment what I read, but I don't make comments on the thing because I don't have a horse in this race.
Yeah. So we were watching Tucker before, and Tucker had this guy on. Let me look at what his name was. And this guy I guess he's been kind of doing a deep dive behind the scenes on.
Yeah, I think he's a journalist. Great interview. Tucker's been killing it.
Oh yeah.
Man,
he had
that is so back. He's so back.
Sean Davis, Tucker. Oh yeah, Tucker never went anywhere. He had that quick little blip when he got fired, but yeah. No, so this guy
he had a slow down during December.
Maybe it was Christmas.
Yeah, spending
a little victory holiday month after the election. But so this guy starts. I guess he's been like going down the rabbit hole of what's happened with the investigation into the Butler, Pennsylvania thing, and what's his name? The name is slipping my mind. Thomas Crooks, and he it's just crazier and weirder than it was before. Last time anybody was thinking about it, like the kid, he so the Secret Service, they were didn't even have drones there. They hired some guy who wasn't even a defense sniper to be the one on the roof. There's 15 seconds in between when Trump got shot and then when they fired off a shot at the guy. There's no confirmed evidence that it was the guy who says he shot the kid. There's no confirmed evidence that guy was the one who shot the kid. So bizarre, weird stuff. And we don't know shit about it yet. Still, the more we learn about this, the less we know about it. But I guess what I'm wondering is, do you think like, how do you think Trump's going to handle this investigation when he gets into office? Like, is he
Well,
going to just like drop the hammer?
as Tucker said, he was he commended Trump on how manly and how calm.
To not make a big deal out of it.
He didn't make a big deal out of it because he didn't want to look weak, and I think it worked. It obviously worked.
Yeah.
But I think the American public, they need to know what happened.
Yeah.
Like, we know way more about whatever happened January 6th. We will know way more about that military dude that did the Vegas attack. We know way more about the Bourbon attack.
JFK after
we know
the
more about JFK. We don't know enough about 9/11.
Yep.
So I don't know. Like, are we gonna know? What do you think, Brandon? Over or under?
I think it'd be a massive letdown of epic proportion that could even like destroy his legacy if he doesn't, make all that stuff public. Because that's probably one of like the top 5 biggest problems with our government is how much stuff is classified and how much secrecy there is, like that, and the amount of money that they have access to.
Would you rather know what happened, or would you rather just know after you dealt with it?
No, I told you, I'm like the most curious person ever, so I need to know what happened.
Because maybe they're planning something, dealing with it behind closed doors. Like, the more you talk, the more the worse it gets.
Yeah, I'm sure they are dealing with it, and
Are you sure?
yeah.
They have a lot on their plate.
Well, you mean like, do I think they've been like investigating it right now, or do I think that they're gonna like put the pieces in place to investigate once he gets in?
Yeah.
Like I think that he has a team ready and a plan ready to go to find out exactly what happened once he gets in. But like, yeah, right now they don't have much access to anything because they don't have the FBI files. They don't have the, really anything that you would need, or they don't have like the authority yet to like make the request they would need to get to the bottom of that.
Well, it's one more thing on the Trump to-do list that is like 150,000 pages long. All the things he has to do.
Yeah. No, but I keep saying, first and foremost, I hope that he's just like, it's an act how nice and forgiving he's being, because we get, just objectively speaking, there are like a good 50, 60 people out there that need to seriously pay for what they've done. And like, that's really the head of the snake that you need to at least deactivate, because like, once he's gone 4 years, like they're still going to be there, and they're still grooming people to do like operate the way that they operate, like the Pelosi's, Obama's, John Brennan, James Clapper, all those gross deep state people. Like, they, for whatever reason, they're in that mindset of the globalist New World Order mindset of like just bludgeoning America, and that's not going to stop unless you route that shit out. So, do you think the whole forgiveness thing is an act?
I hope. There's a lot to root out, Brandon, and a lot of things to fix and clean and investigate and mend. And you're right, the grooming is real, Brandon, because you're talking about the guys that came into his agencies like 3 or 4 years ago, so they know how business is done. They already have loyalties, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But he's bringing a tremendous team, Brandon. Tremendous.
Yeah. When do we find out about the confirmations? Do you know about that?
There was more hearings. There
What's
were
like,
more hearings
did they
happening today. I really like that Pam. What's her last
Bondi.
name? Yeah, Pam Bondi.
Yeah.
Man, she's
Oh,
a
yeah.
rock star.
And hot.
Come on, Brandon.
What?
More respect the president,
For
secretary of
the
the
attorney
United
general.
States, right?
I know. She could lock me up any day. No, don't do that.
I'm gonna clip that, Brandon. No, but she like, I saw her calm, collected. The guys were a-holes to her. Like, they were real bad.
Oh
bad.
yeah.
But she got her laps in. She was snapping back, not taking any bullshit. That's what I liked about the hearings. Like, I saw the full Pete Hegseth. I saw a little bit of Marco Rubio. I saw a lot of her hearing. And they're practicing how to talk back to government. I like it, Brandon. I like it a lot.
Yeah, 100%. Pam Bondi was probably the most difficult one for them to actually like make a strong, compelling case against. Like, the only thing they really tried to go after her on was the like, will you say no to Trump? Like will you just blindly follow whatever he says? But Hegseth got so nasty. Like, Tim Kaine, the way he was speaking to him, like, it's like, you cheated on your wife. So how could we trust that you'll follow your vows and commitments to this government? Like, ugh, that guy's like such a swamp creature, just like the way that he looks. You know what I'm talking about? That guy that was
he's
Hillary
slime
Clinton's
bag.
vice president
Yeah.
candidate. Yeah. Oh, and we didn't really get any good ones this week though, aside from Hegseth, because we still have Tulsi to go. We still have Kash Patel to go. Those are pretty much the biggest heavy hitters that they're afraid of, right?
Yeah. I mean, Kash, I think after Peter Hegseth, Kash is number 2 enemy, and Tulsi might be number 1.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that
because it really hurts them, because it was one of them that came to the light.
Well, she's fundamentally opposed to everything the intelligence agencies have been doing for the last decade or two. Like, she was the darling of the Democrats before she started speaking like against the narrative of what their narrative for Syria was, like saying like, hey, why is it that we're trying to oust Bashar al-Assad? Like he's not good. He's probably like a bad person overall, but he's not as bad as these rebel terrorist extremist groups. Like now freaking ISIS is running Syria, and we're acting like that's a better situation than having somebody who's been the, like, I don't know, I guess accepted leader for 10, 20 years.
Well, I think that event, that's what did it, Brandon.
Yeah, when she said that, when she went to go visit. Oh yeah, 100%. She was never treated the same again once she did that.
She was put on a no-fly list.
Yeah, what?
You kidding me? Active service, congressperson. How do you say it now?
Yeah, congressional rep.
Congressional rep put it on a no-fly list.
And
what are we doing?
And what? Hillary tried to like make a claim or a case that she was like a Russian agent.
Oh yeah,
it's fucking insane.
Months of a smear campaign when she was running for president. It was absolutely uncalled for, and I think during that time, a lot of Democrats got a taste of what they're like, how far they're willing to go.
Oh yeah, and I mean, it'd be so entertaining and fulfilling to see them like investigate these people that like investigate a lot of these like swamp creature people, like one fraction of what they've done to Trump and Tulsi and all them. Like, imagine how easy it would be to find the dirty shit that they've done.
And dude, if they just put 10% of it out there, it's a wrap.
We'll be appalled.
5%, Brandon.
Yeah.
All the dirty,
scummy Adam Schiff, Tim Kaine, Hillary Clinton, like Canada.
And our favorite Blinken.
Oh my God.
Their number 1 guy.
Did you see he got like accosted the other day at his goodbye interview? Like some reporters started like flipping out on him, asking if he was like an agent of Israel and shit.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a trend, Brandon, that they're leaving interviews and
they're getting shit on.
And the reporters are just like savage them.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I guess it's like, it's the whole like certain people they'll never go against like their thresholds. They'll never go against 60% of the population, but once it becomes like acceptable for like where half of people at least feel a certain way, they'll start like viciously saying what they actually think. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
Like with the vax, for example, like, at the beginning, it just like wasn't socially acceptable. Like, a good 70-75% of people were totally afraid to say like anything, contrary to what we were being pushed to think on that one. But once it got to be like 50-50, then like all these people who were afraid to say a certain thing about it started, speaking what they actually thought. But I mean, that's what makes people like big time, I guess, content creators, like the people who are like OG saying exactly what they thought from the beginning. And I mean,
man, the chat is complaining that you're not acknowledging them.
I guess
she's announcing,
Let's read some chats then.
Yeah, let's read some chats and get ready for the next segment. That's going to be on fire.
Oh yeah,
because Brandon has something prepared up his sleeve.
Somebody said bye, Gina. Bye, Linda. People bouncing.
Yeah, come on, Gina. Stay.
Stay a while.
Yeah, stay a little bit. Come on.
Linda Gutierrez said, nobody wants to acknowledge I'm out of this chat. Keep being blind, people. Hate to see you go. Maybe she'll come back. Alan Satoshi Greenspan, one of the day one guys. Always good to see you, Alan Satoshi Greenspan. No bail for Biden. Pelosi prison. Chair for Clinton's. Barry got to go. 100%. Observer 777 says Brandon Biggs got kicked out of church for giving bad prophetic advice, which ended up costing a family that believed his lies, their house, and all their savings. That pastor told him to leave. Wow. Okay. The dark history of Brandon Biggs. I did not know about Brandon Biggs' dark history. Oh yeah, that senator from Georgia, that was crazy too.
Oh,
Did
do
you
you
see
have the video?
I do. I could grab that.
Oh man, that was crazy.
Yeah, what the hell was up with that?
They pushed him real hard.
Yeah, the freaking like other congressional rep that works with him just threw him on the ground in front of the police.
Yeah, he almost fell to the floor.
I mean, I think he did.
That wasn't cool.
Here we go.
All right.
And 3, 2, 1. I keep saying in the chat, I need a Rob.
It's gone too far. It has gone too far. I have an obligation to be in that room. I represent 200,000 people in Northwest Georgia who duly elected me to be here today.
He does sound like a straight Georgia congressional rep, by the way. But what the hell's the backstory with this thing? I caught my eye, but I didn't even look into it yet. Do you know what the story is with this thing?
All right. Recently in Georgia, there was an incident involving a state senator named Colton Moore. All right.
Mhm.
According to post on X, Senator Moore was forcibly removed from the Senate chamber and subsequently arrested. This event described by some, but being shot to the ground before his arrest.
Oh, here we go.
So he was outspoken about investigating Fannie Willis, the Fulton County District Attorney. Some posts suggest that this action must be related to his criticisms of Willis, implying political persecution.
Wow. That's all it takes?
Yeah.
Jeez. Is this him in the hospital?
Emory Midtown received. Hello, everyone. Senator Colton Moore here at the hospital here at Emory Midtown, receiving incredible service. Really proud of the staff here at the hospital. Did take a bit of a beating on my hand. It's a bit swollen and purple. We're waiting to get some x-rays to check it out. Appreciate all of your support, all of the warm comments from all over the country, all over the state of Georgia, and proud to represent the people from Northwest Georgia. I mean, today.
I mean, I'm sorry. He's a good politician.
Yeah.
Like that's he's milking it a little bit, but he should.
Hey.
I mean, like it's such a photo shoot.
I allow it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it because I'm on his side and everything, but I love things like this. It's so funny.
Just milk it, dude. Senator Colton Moore, just do your thing.
Like, yeah, he could have waited for them to get the stuff off of him. Like I could just like visualize behind the scenes of him like, oh, like wait, hey, can you leave this on for a second? Put the finger thing on. Like, okay, record the video now.
Man, but he got shoved to the ground and he stood up and he kept on fighting. So and he got arrested for it. So like, good for this dude.
Yeah, no, it's a patriot.
And any enemy of Fannie Williams is my friend.
Fannie Willis.
Fannie Willis is my friend. It's over. It's done.
Yeah, no, I'm on his side. I'm on his side.
Good for him.
Yeah, respect, buddy. We need more people like that in Congress, state and federal. Finished reading her book last week. Whose book is that?
We're talking about Tulsi.
Oh, nice. I gotta read her book still.
Yeah. Sorry, everyone. All the messages here are really delayed.
I know we were on a what do you call it? A tyrant or a tyrant. We're on a tear talking about what we were talking about. Hit that like button, says Steve. Thank you, Steve. I forgot to say that. I forgot to tirade. Yes, we were on a tirade. Yes.
All right. It's the third language. Not a lot of words, great words, Brandon.
Lots of the best words, most beautiful words. Steve is the MVP of the chat again. I always forgot to say it and hit my own like button, but thank you, Steve, for reminding me and the chat.
Steve,
MVP. I gotta buy Steve dinner sometime.
All right, Brandon, what's next?
So, what's next for the day? I mean, there's not a ton going on except Mr. Vivek Ramaswamy got quietly ousted, it looks like, from being the co-operator of Doge, because he announced today he's probably going to announce that he's going to be the run for governor of Ohio. And talk about like taking the like Trump's moment, like what you're gonna like. At first he said he's gonna announce today, and then he said he's gonna like announce after Monday. But like, why can't you just mention this on Tuesday or like even like next week? Better yet.
You want to have
Yeah.
your take on it?
Yeah, I want your take on it.
I won't say anything about it. I don't like the guy. I don't relate to the guy.
Why don't you like him?
WEF guy. I'm not friends with WEF guys, and I think it was a bad take. And finally, we agreed on our position about this, Brandon.
Adrian Anya says PBD has way too much money to be having some garbage like this on his channel. Who are you talking about, Adrian? Who's garbage here?
I want to see your streams, Adrian.
Yeah. I whatchamacallit? I would like to see some more substance behind that, and then we could get into a fiery little discourse about that. What does he say? The production of this is horrendous. What do you mean? We're streaming here, bro.
Yeah,
like, what do you just like float around the internet talking shit?
What, we need models? Like, I don't know. What,
yeah,
that would be nice though.
We're in a merit-based system, and our production is based off of our success. And right now, we're in our humble beginnings.
Yeah, it's Spartan production. That's what it is. You can hear us, you can see us, and we got the jokes and we got the news. That's what it is. You know?
Like what? You're gonna call like Tim Cast a high production? Like there's like 5 guys in a room.
And I can name so many shows that are overproduced.
Yeah,
Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel.
Like, look how simple Rogan's show is.
Oh yeah, 2 cameras and that's all she wrote.
Yeah, like we're like pretty similarly produced to how Rogan produces it because he just cares about the content. So what do you think about Vivek? I know you're like on a tear against him.
Me?
Yeah,
dude, he's not MAGA. I'm sorry.
So you're talking about the HB1 visa thing.
That's not the issue.
No, what is it? Because he talked shit to called that America?
Yeah. Dude, the H1B1 visa system is broken. He admitted it himself. There's, a lot of things going on with that thing. And my problem is how dismissive he was of American culture. Like, I think all of us would mostly agree, but
we have to step it up.
Huh?
That we have to step it up.
That we have to step it up. But I don't like people being dismissive of the greatest country in the planet. What are you talking about, Brandon?
So, yeah, I mean, I get it. And I get like the fact that he's Indian doesn't help that he, kind of shit on Americans with that. And I told you, like, I pivoted a little bit on the HB1 visa thing when I learned that there's another visa called the HB0 visa or something like that that actually is specifically for people who are like have exceptional talent that are like in the gifted category, and it's a much smaller number than the one for the HB1 visa. So, I'm all in favor of like just getting rid of the HB1 visa and keeping the HB0 visa. But like I've heard one podcast mention that in like the last month of people talking about this. So.
Oh, Brandon, you can look it up. There's so many like high level, high grade. This is for performers, for engineers, for scientists that are specific to that. Like if there's someone out there, I don't care where they're from, but if they're like sick at whatever they do, if they're like super good, let's go at it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just didn't like the tone, Brandon. It felt condescending. All right.
So you think there's like a certain caricature or whatever of people in America that I look down upon, like the mindset of like entitlement and like the government owes me something or America owes me something rather than you have to prove yourself. And that's a shitty attitude. And a lot of people do have that attitude. And then there's like a lot of immigrants who have that attitude of like just meritocracy. Give me an opportunity. I'm going to fucking hustle until I make shit happen. And I have more respect for an immigrant that has the attitude than an American that has the entitled shitty attitude all day, every day.
Brandon, that's not reality. Like you go around, it's a great country. I never been mistreated. People are wonderful. People are working really hard, a lot of hours everywhere. Like just because the thing is, if you look at the urban, big cities, you get a lot of that. All right. If you see San Francisco, where the people that work at they used to work at Twitter or Google or whatever, they're like having 10 mocha lattice or whatever they have, and they have a gym inside and they don't really do anything and they're super entitled. That's a very small subset. Like most Americans,
Dude, we spend $1 trillion in welfare every year. It's not a small subset. Like anybody who's on welfare that doesn't have a crippling disability where they literally can't work, like what the fuck are you doing? Like if you're on welfare, you're not actively trying, like fighting for your life to get off of welfare, which by the way, I get it that like our government created the situation where they like disincentivize you from getting out of that situation because you're like almost getting paid more from welfare than a minimum wage job, which disqualifies you from welfare. Yeah, like they fucked up those incentives. But if you aren't prideful enough and don't have like enough respect for yourself to, if you're an able-bodied person, get off of welfare, then I don't have a lot of respect for you.
But the thing is, I agree. I agree with you, Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
But I disagree that that's an American thing. Like it has nothing to do with America. Matter of fact, America is a complete opposite. I think it's a global pandemic of laziness and socialism. And this is happening here, Brandon. This is happening in Italy. This is happening in Germany. This is happening in Australia. This is happening in New Zealand. This happens in Canada. Like I can give you a list of countries. It's happening everywhere. All right.
Yeah.
So it's a global culture of entitlement. It's a global culture of laziness. Aims and things that we celebrate are wrongfully aimed, and most of it, like, don't forget, Brandon, like this, I think is being so unfair because who controls culture? All right,
media, education.
That's what it is, and those are the biggest cesspools. Mainstream media and Hollywood, they're the biggest cesspool of like anti-American culture.
And there's not diversity of thoughts and opinions in those groups. They're like cliquey and they kind of like filter out people who disagree with them.
That's what it is, Brandon. So I think it's super unfair. And if you compare what's happening here in America, and I give you that point that the class of people that live off the backs of people that work hard, it does exist and it's big. But if you go anywhere else, if you go to Venezuela, if you go to Germany, if you go to Sweden, if you go everywhere, that's everywhere. That 20% of laziness, Brandon, is part of the human condition. So I don't think he has a right to trash like an all-American, high school star. Because this Brandon right here, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna get a little bit of a hate.
Okay.
This right here, Brandon, America is a greatness factory. It's not a nerd factory. All right. If you want to have a nerd factory, just go somewhere else. Like we have the baddest trucks and the most beautiful babes, best beer and everything. That's what we do here. It's not about being nerds.
Yeah.
It's about being great, Brandon. That's why we make America great again, not nerd again.
See, War Crime says, I got the welfare when I was 18 because I was pregnant and broke. I got off it as soon as I could because you make more money when you work. 100%. And you have more self-respect, and it's just like a good feeling versus a bad feeling to be on welfare. So ton of respect for you. Shout out to you. Like that's the attitude I wish everybody had. Like, we are thankfully a rich enough country to give people that safety net when they need it. But it's like, should be like something that catches you when you're down and helps you get back up on your feet instead of just being a permanent crutch. Yeah. Which is it's a permanent crutch to many people.
And that's a great use for taxes. If a pregnant woman is at peril and she needs a little bit of help, like I'll be happy to spend my money instead of building weapons to bomb third world country.
Yeah, I know. You think the military industrial complex will survive if we help a few pregnant mothers? I mean, they might throw a fit over it, but no, yeah, it's much
more taxes for that, and good for her.
Yeah,
great skin as well. Way younger.
Yes, indeed. But so do you dislike Vivek to the point where you don't even want him to be governor of a state?
I mean, if there's one place on earth that I don't care about,
it's Ohio.
It goes like Norway and then Ohio. All right.
Wow, Ohio's first on the list for least cared about American state.
Yeah.
Is that just because of Vivek? Because you like downgraded all the way past down Arkansas and Louisiana and shit because of Vivek.
I love Louisiana. It's a great state.
That's true. They have a nice little city vibe. Arkansas is totally useless.
Very different culture. That they have this French mix in the bayou, and like a lot of history in Louisiana. Our neighbor here in Florida, great state. I love that state. But come on.
So I drove through Ohio. One of the funnest things I've ever done in my life. Not the Ohio part of this, but I did a cross country trip, like when I lived in Texas, I ended up flying to Connecticut, retrieving some items, driving back with my friend to my place in Texas. We drove through New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Chicago, Missouri, blah blah blah. The only thing we could think to do when we were in Ohio was go to Ohio State. And
That's
it's like, yeah, like, like seriously, what else are you gonna do there in Ohio? Like Ohio State, like makes it feel like that's like the capital of Ohio.
That is sad.
Have you ever seen Ohio State?
I haven't.
Houses 80,000 students. And it's like a city within a state, but it's by far the nicest thing there.
All right, so
that's it though. Go see the Buckeyes game, and that's it.
Yeah, that makes sense, Brandon.
Yeah,
like the biggest thing they have there
is their college football team.
College, you know, it's a college.
Yeah,
but for nerds, it's a nerd. You can rule over the nerds, and hey, let's do that. He's not a terrible guy.
Vivek?
Yeah.
No, he's a gifted speaker. I mean, like, I want to be able to speak as good as him one day. And I'm like, maybe he wasn't always like this. Maybe in high school, he was like a little bit less remarkable of a speaker. And one day on TikTok, a video of him giving his high school speech pops up and he's like just as articulate and like speaks for 8 minutes straight, like hardly without a script. And like, it's just like straight poetry. So he has a gift with that 100%.
You know what vibe he gives me? You know those kids,
what?
Brandon. You know those kids,
a swirly kid
that grew up amongst adults.
Yeah,
that never had a wedgie, never had a swirly.
Yeah,
that's the type of guy.
Or siblings, like where you could just talk about like young people shit with.
Yeah,
like he was talking about like debating like politics and fine art and stuff when he was 12.
Yeah, while
we have a friend like that,
bugs and getting scabs from riding our bicycles.
We have a friend like that. Like I'll respect his privacy, but we always talk about we're like, this is somebody who's just listened to way too much, and they feel like they're entertaining enough to go on long rants that nobody cares about.
He wears his socks too tight.
Who?
Newfie 20
says Vivek does.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. And he like pulls them up all the way for sure.
Right.
Oh yeah, the Bengals. Yeah, they got the Bengals.
You get the Bengals. You get Ohio State.
Joe Burrow
and JD Vance was extraordinary.
Yep.
Like even though they're from the same state.
Good point. NFL Hall of Fame. Good point, Zilla.
Oh yeah, it's there.
Canton, Ohio.
You should have visited it, Brandon.
Shit, that was a freaking oversight.
All right.
Gotta go
back to Ohio State.
Yep.
I don't think so.
I'm fly there this weekend. But yeah, no, the cross country trips are like one of the funnest things in the world. They definitely don't have a Buc-ee's.
They know about Buc-ee's.
No, not a lot of people know about Buc-ee's. Guys in the chat, who knows about Buc-ee's, the gas station? So like I was on the fence about moving to Texas with my buddy, Cam, that you've seen on here. He sends me a video of what Buc-ee's looks like once he enters Texas, and then I'm sold. Like it looks like a freaking like theme park at like gas stations. I've never seen a gas station this big in my life. Hold on, I gotta pull up a picture. Tell them about Buc-ee's while I pull up a picture of a Buc-ee's.
I mean, if I had to conserve some place in America, it'd be the White House, the Capitol building, Mount Rushmore, and a Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
Listen, if America ceased to exist, all right, I want to explain to people what America was. I'll bring them into a Buc-ee's.
I know, pictures of it should be in a museum.
Yeah, it's basically a summary of America. That's what it is. You see pumps. It's beautiful, Brandon. They have all the merch. They have those sandwiches. The brisket ones are wonderful. The cleanest bathrooms in the planet.
Yeah, like they start cleaning it after you take a piss.
Oh, Brandon, and they have this beautiful stalls that go like ceiling to the floor. You can have a freaking Zoom call inside of them. That's how private they are. Right?
You're right. They're like soundproof somehow.
Yeah, if I was in a pinch, I will grab my laptop and just have soup meeting at one of those Buc-ee's. It's just a great place. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's the best. Like I think you said you regretted not getting married there.
I might get divorced and get remarried at a Buc-ee's because that's how good it is.
Like, look at this freaking place. It's like a campus.
Oh man, and everyone is so nice. Everything is perfect.
Like and like they have food there that's so good. Like you look forward to having breakfast there. Like look at this. They have like a whole giant station for food. Like they cut up brisket and like make delicious bacon, egg, and cheese. Like yeah, look right there. So I'm not talking shit.
Yeah,
brisket, sausage, turkey, pulled pork, like Dippin' Dots. It's fucking insane.
I went there for the first time like 2-3 weeks ago. and I walk in, and there was like 150 people there. Matter of fact, like two French gentlemen that I assumed they were a couple, they got off their cars and they saw this, and one of them just collapsed. It was too much American for
What do
them.
you mean they collapsed?
Yeah, they were like, "Mon Dieu!" So I go there and I go like, "Man, I'm gonna be here forever because there's so many people." And I was in and out in
No
5
way.
minutes.
Yep.
They have the best service, and we're not being paid by Buc-ee's. I wish we were.
Yeah, I know. Right?
There's been an ad,
Totally free advertisement.
but if anyone gets a chance, they have them in Texas, Florida,
Only the
Tennessee.
north part of Florida, unfortunately. But
There's
like,
only one Buc-ee's in Florida.
if you want to make a lot of money and you have the money to invest in it, I would start your own franchise of Buc-ee's in Southern Florida. Like this, look how big this guy's. Like you can't even fit all the pumps in the picture because of how, and it's like a wide ass picture too. You see this picture on the screen?
Yeah, like it's extra wide, and you can fit as many. Oh my god,
That's probably half the pumps. Okay, so that segment's not sponsored by Buc-ee's, we swear.
no, fair, but big fan.
Yeah, my God.
All right, Brandon, what else do we have?
So, do you think something's going to actually happen at this inauguration?
Man, I hope to God it doesn't.
Yeah, I know, but like, I mean, just what does your gut tell you? I mean, my gut tells me no. My gut does tell me that we're going to see like an escalation of crazy shit happening after he does get elected. But I think that his mind's in the right state of mind because he's, been beefing up his security in the ways that we want him to do it, like in the, low key ways, but in like serious, intentional ways. I think that, God has spoken saying that he wants him to be in office and do what he's going to do. So I don't think anything's going to happen. Maybe so like on the outskirts, but now that he's doing it inside, I think he'll be fine. Like, I mean, it would be pretty crazy if something happens like to the group of people that's outside.
Like something always happens. I think people are gonna be super vigilant on Monday. There's a big chance that something will happen there or somewhere else, or something pretty unrelated could happen somewhere else.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it will get bundled in. So I think that day, everyone needs to be paying attention. It's just like New Year's, and that's what I said for the New Year's thing. Like it's a day for some psychopaths to do something.
Yeah.
A lot of people on the street and whatever, but I don't know. Like I hope to God, that everything goes smooth, democracy is being upheld, and we have a beautiful day. And that's all I can hope for, Brandon. Like I didn't even want to make guesses about it.
Yeah.
Because I think it's too serious to like
just like throw an opinion out there.
Yeah, throw an opinion.
Oh wow. Breaking news. So I saw in the chat, and we'll run through some chats quick and then wrap it up. But I saw in the chat in Seattle they have a gum wall, and I looked this thing up, and it's pretty, I don't know, would you call it disgusting or cool? How you feel about that? I don't know how I feel about it.
About what?
This is a gum wall. Are you looking at this?
That is disgusting.
I know.
Why is he touching it?
Well, obviously, every piece of gum on there has been taken out of a person's mouth and stuck right on it. So,
that is vile.
Probably like the most germs per square foot like in the world.
Wow. Someone called the city house.
I guess it's like a local attraction.
Quirky attraction. Come see like used bubble gum.
Because I mean, Observer 777 threw it in there, like as I guess the Seattle put like the tourist attraction for Seattle when we were talking about Ohio tourist attractions. I don't know if he was trying to shit on it or like put it forward as like a thing that he was bragging about.
It is Friday, Brandon. Right, and I wouldn't be surprised that one of these like
somebody proposed in front of it. Look at this.
Why? Why?
Oh, it's repulsive. There's like heart shapes in it. How big is this fucking thing?
Oh, Brandon. Can I make a prediction? I can make a prediction about this. What, someone licking it?
Look.
No, Brandon. Like I guarantee you one of those really nasty only fangirls will lick that wall.
Ugh.
They are on a race to the bottom.
Burn that thing down.
Oh man.
Oh, look, they power washed it at one point, but then people came running back. Dude's in a hazmat suit, and then this little girl's like touching it with her mouth.
That is vile.
Oh man, wow, that'd be a fun thing to kind of put together one day when we're just bullshitting, like the coolest thing to see in each state.
That'd be a cool thing.
Yeah.
Oh man. Hopefully we can put like production and money together to like a
Well,
50 state, you know.
Yeah. Well, that guy who was talking shit before, I saw one of his comments below said, like, can we get a production budget together, please? Like, so
We're saving money to do something very cool.
yeah, and like, you know, by the way, like I said, we're a merit-based company, you know. I have a like respectable size channel, I guess, compared to like every single person on YouTube, but it's a small channel in comparison to the channels that you actually pump money into, and like it has to make sense to have a production budget, you know, like, and we're growing consistently, and you know, we'll get production money for sure, like once we start bringing in results. And you know, like I've been doing this like what 17 straight days now, and it's going up each day. So you know, keep coming back, keep hitting like, keep sharing it, and we're gonna get the freaking production budget in a few months. So
well said, Brandon.
Thank you. Let's run through some chats here. I live in the border of Texas. You stop by to use the toilet. Oh, come on. Texas is so much better than on the border of Texas. Gotcha. Yeah, Texas is a weird place where, like, if you look at I love looking at the population density maps of states. And I'm sure that's something that not a lot of people will just go out there and say they enjoy doing their free time. But if you look at the population density map of Texas, it's like Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, like those 5 dots, and then just barren for the rest of it.
Oh, Brandon, that's the case in the whole United States
I know.
of America.
And people are like, there's a housing shortage. Like, we're just not using the land.
The map.
Population density?
Yeah.
Oh, you could find it. You want to do Texas and I'll do the United States?
All right. This feels like work. Who gets to the graph first? I want to look at one that's really detailed.
Oh, this is a good one. This one like shows the. Okay, yeah, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, so look at that.
See it, Brandon?
So Texas, you know, this is Dallas, this is Houston, this is Austin, and then this is San Antonio, and then like just look like little specks in the rest of it. This actually isn't the best map because it doesn't have the outlines.
Yeah, I was looking for one with the outlines.
Yeah, this one's good, I guess.
That is
what, you're giving up?
I given up. You know, I'm a quitter. I quit while I'm ahead, Brandon.
You think you're ahead?
I am ahead. It was a great show.
Oh, this one's great. This one has the cities and everything. So yeah, look.
All right.
So Texas, and on the side here it says like people per square mile. So most of Texas is like 50 people per square mile, aside from Fort Worth. This is right here. I lived like right here for 1 year, and it was fantastic because it like wasn't super city like. It was kind of like Fort Lauderdale, how it's like somewhat city but somewhat not city, and that's the perfect mix.
It is a perfect mix,
right? Yeah, like Miami's way too fucking
Cities
crazy.
are disgusting.
Yeah, Dallas, Miami, hate that shit, but Fort Worth and Fort Lauderdale, love it. Yeah, and then Austin is getting a little gross. Houston, it's all right. San Antonio is cool for like 1 day. Like San Antonio has some sights to see, but like it's like a 1 day trip.
It's a long trip.
Yeah, it's like so. We did this thing called the Devil's Triangle or the Texas Triangle or something, where you like, I guess it's a thing where you drive from Fort Worth or Dallas to San Antonio, and you get to hit Austin on the way, and then to Houston, then back up in the Triangle.
How long did it take you?
Like 36 hours.
No stop.
One stop. We stopped we stayed there for like, I think 1 night. Yeah, we like drove down there at like 9 o'clock, got there at like 2 a.m. Then like slept a little bit. Then the next day we just like saw all the cool shit there. And we actually drove to Houston to see NASA quick, and then drove back up.
Oh man, we need to take a Texas trip with Cam.
I know. Oh, he would do that in 2 seconds. So with the trip that we're thinking about taking is we might drive through Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia to get up to the inauguration thing, which we looked at would be like 14 hours, like $1,200. We're trying to recruit some people to do it with us so we could have some driving shifts. But if we do that, we're gonna live stream it and it'll be cool. We'll know that by tomorrow though. But yeah, so like, I mean, point being, look at all this extra space that we have. Like we talk about a housing shortage thing that pisses me off more than anything. That's why like there's the insurance problems, blah, blah, blah. We need to use far more land than we're using, but don't need to get off on that tangent.
Yeah, I think we talked about it enough.
Yeah. Let me run through some chats quick and then we'll wrap it on up.
We're right in the hour.
It's okay. Let me respect the chat and read some chats. What? Yeah, New Jersey's Wawa and Royal Farms. Those are good. We have a Wawa too, but it's like, you know, it doesn't hold up to Buc-ee's. I saw in the chats too that Tennessee apparently has Buc-ee's too, which I guess
they do.
So it's just all the based
It's actually
states.
in the back of my T-shirt.
Buc-ee's Tennessee.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the places they have it. Right. Cheat code.
Cheat code for Buc-ee's.
So it's all the owner's definitely based.
Oh, but Wawa, it doesn't even compare.
No, I mean Wawa's great compared to a normal gas station, but you know Buc-ee's just fucking nukes it.
Yeah.
No, think again, Zilla. Texas does not have the only Buc-ee's. Let's see, do we have anything crazy in here? Oh, come on, don't go in here with that negativity.
No,
Ultra
man,
diesel.
Manifest positivity.
Yeah. Mikkel Marvin Leogan. Am I saying that right? I'm here again. Thank you for being here again. Keep on coming back. 8.
2 for 2.
My range is 8 to 9 guaranteed every night, or like a working range of like 8 to 9:30. I will be on at some point in that time frame every night. That I can assure you.
Keep on shifting it back, Brandon.
I'm like trying to give myself a range because things happen. Like I mean,
like your vocal range.
Oh yeah, don't get me started on that. Do re mi fa. So well, yeah, I mean, like working at Value Tainment's like the greatest thing ever, but it's also a little bit like war, where like the no plan survives the first shift or hour, right? You know, like every day has a high likelihood of like creating a situation where the back end of your schedule might change by like an hour or two.
I would love it.
Yeah, more than anything. So that's why I have to give myself the range, but I will be here 8 to 9-ish every night. So keep on keeping on.
All right, I'm putting in a poll.
What's the poll?
What time
better?
should Brandon stream? Let's put it up to vote.
Is 3 a.m. an option?
Huh?
Is 3 a.m. an option?
Nah, come on. We're doing prime time here, Brandon.
I know. One day we will have a higher live audience than Timcast. I intentionally started doing it at the same time as him to take out the highest live audience at 8 o'clock.
All right, I'm looking at the chat here, Brandon. Yeah, I'm looking at the poll.
What are they saying?
8:30. That's a prime time.
Ooh, 8. They're splitting the difference. I like it.
Oh, but we don't know where they are, Brandon. This is a very useless poll.
Oh yeah, put your time zone next to your answer.
We assume that Florida is the center of the planet.
Yeah.
We
think we're like the Roman Empire.
But if we don't even some kind of island might, I don't know.
Amber says I need to watch Unusual Suspects then, Brandon. So that doesn't overlap with Unusual Suspects. That ends at 7:30.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no
Great
overlap.
episode today.
Yeah, it was.
I was on fire. You were on fire.
Yep. I know. Rob was on fire. Vinny was on fire. Yeah, the whole crew. What else we got? So yeah, you go straight from Unusual Suspects right here, just like I do.
Steve P is at EST. War Crimes is at Steve is
Pacific
at EST.
Coast. Wow, so it's
War Crimes at PST.
7:18 there. Wow, so thanks for jumping on early.
Perfect timing for her.
Yeah,
she can still have dinner.
Yeah, you can still your whole night's ahead of you now.
Excellent. Galveston. Then Houston Central Time, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's 1 hour behind us.
That is 1 hour behind us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much it.
Wow, we have a diverse group of people. I love it. I see a lot of West Coast, Central, East. Yeah, everything.
Yeah, there's a little bit of everything here in the chat. And shout out to Galveston.
Hell yeah. Yes, Steve, we will do it. We will do it.
Yeah, Steve is in our time. It's a G. Best time zone.
Yeah.
Imagine picking that fight, Brandon. Like, what's the best time zone? This is the best time.
Yeah, 100%.
Well,
actually,
EST fan.
But I always have been jealous of the West Coast during football season because, like, so on the East Coast, there's a point in time in life before I became like deeply obsessed with politics and finance that I was deeply obsessed with red zone, fantasy football, gambling, and all that. And like the worst part of Sundays was that you had to wait until 1 o'clock for the games to start, and then that the games ended like at 11 o'clock midnight on the West Coast, and games start at 10 o'clock in the morning, right? Like after you wake up, go to church, then watch football. Perfect. Games end at like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. You have your whole evening ahead of you.
Yeah.
Who's better than that?
But Brandon,
Yeah,
you should change that.
What?
Do people on the West Coast even watch football?
Yeah.
What do they do there?
What do you mean what they do there?
I don't know.
There's 3 football teams in California. I think they watch
I
football.
think they're more into like ice skating and dancing.
Yeah, I'm sure that the trend's going in that direction, but
and parades.
But they got 3 football teams there, like 2 baseball teams, 2 basketball teams. So there's some sports people there.
All right, we should propose to Mr. Trump to shift the NFL schedule so we make Californians get up super early in the morning and we get the good time. All right,
So
Brandon?
start 7 a.m. start for California for football.
Don't get me wrong. In what time zone is Mar-a-Lago?
East.
All right, that's what it is.
And Washington D.C. too. So the world revolves around Eastern
That's
time.
it. So we should get best time for football.
Yeah,
right?
and we don't have that right now.
We don't have best time.
Mm-hmm. And same thing for baseball too. Like baseball, there's a baseball game every day. Like how nice it'd be to wake up and have the option to just throw a baseball game on while you're getting ready for breakfast or for work or whatever.
That'd be wonderful.
Yeah, it's like background noise. But all right, we don't want to keep you here for your entire Friday night, guys. We got a big weekend ahead, and we might be taking a 14-hour road trip in the next 24 hours. So we're gonna keep you posted with that. What do you think? What do you think the Vegas odds are on us taking the road trip
right now?
Yeah,
50-50.
Oh, right on the center line.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, guys, as always, love you. Thank you for watching. We're building something super cool here. And yeah, like I said, every day, 8 to 9-ish. Remember to like and subscribe, share the video, comment, whatever, talk shit, say nice things. I don't care either one of them. Engagement's good, whatever you have to say. If you want to have a deeper conversation, you can hit me or Humberto up on the next. And yeah, we will keep on growing every day and take out Timcast in the 8 o'clock slot.
That's right, Brandon.
Yep. All right, guys. Love you. Thank you. We'll talk tomorrow.